Alright, looks like my AGQ trade is paying off today. AGQ is Ultra Silver ETF, so you get twice the return of just the SLV. It broke out. I expected to break out up or down, and it broke out upward and continued on today way above the Bollinger Band. Bollinger Band is like an algorithm, and it means the stock will trade within this algorithm 95% of the time, so it's outside the upper Bollinger Band, and the threat of a little bit of a pullback is high right now. But I'm gonna wait for that pullback and add to my position, because the volume of the last couple of days means that there's definitely money coming into the metals. Not so much the miners. The GDX is only up like 0.34% right now. The AGQ, which is twice silver, is up 5.5%. So the money's coming into the metals right now, and usually the miners will lead the metal, but sometimes the metals will lead the miners. So we'll see what happens to the GDX. Keep an eye on that. But right now it's looking pretty good. Looks like it it jumped up for some reason today. It gapped up and pulled back a little bit from the gap, but the MACD line is looking good, and the relative strength is looking good. So we're going to add to we'll add to these positions until those two things start to weaken. So that should do it. Also, the bond market, interest rates are going up because the money's coming out of the bond market, and looks like it's coming into the stock market. People are starting to believe in the market again, and that's usually when they get bit. So we'll be watching for money to come out of the stock market and maybe not go back into the bond market this time. Maybe it's going to come into the metals instead, and that's what we want. We want the metals. We want people to realize that the metals is the only chance they have. And once they realize that and stop believing in all this bullshit, then the money will come into the markets, and we'll actually start to make some money here. And the markets, gold and silver is such a loaded spring that the short covers probably covering their shorts slowly but surely. So things are looking good. What we want to see now is the bond market continue to come down, because interest rates will go up, and we want to see the money come. We want to see the money coming out of the stock market, and we want to see metals going higher. So we want the bonds to crash, we want the market to crash, and we want the metals to rise. And when money's coming out of the bond market, means interest rates are rising, which puts pressure on business, because they have to borrow money at higher rates. So that puts a downward pressure on the economy, which also puts downward pressure on the stock market. And so, what are they going to do? You can't continue to just buy bonds at zero interest, and you can't continue to pull money out of bonds and put it into the stock market. So what do? I don't see any way out but through the metals, and at least there is metal. I think it's going to be the last resort here pretty soon. And we had a nice breakout. I'm going to build my position in AGQ, which is double silver, which should keep up with the GDX anyway, and there's no risk of owning a company. Any one of these companies that operate in Africa or something can have problems happen, and their stock can crash. With the metals, you don't have that risk, so I don't have a position in anything but AGQ right now. As I build profit in that, if I can build a profit in that, then I'll put some of that profit into the miners, into the options of the miners, actually. Because if you're going to take the risk, at least don't put too much money into the stock. You can have 100 shares of stock on much less money through the options. So that's my plan. So anyway, I don't really see any way out of this except through the metals, and that's why we own silver. So I saw Vision Victory's video on people tearing houses down on CNBC this morning. Pretty nice exposure there on CNBC. I bet his subscribership is rising real fast. So I guess that's it for today. I thought there was something else, but AGQ. If it pulls back tomorrow, I would add to that position a little bit. In fact, I'll probably double my position in it, so I'll add to it a lot. So guess that's going to be about it. All roads lead through silver. If there's something else I want to talk about today, I will do another video. I think there is, but I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. Stay tuned.